Hello, good evening, good morning, or even afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, I would like to welcome you to the channel. This week, we're going to be talking about and reviewing the latest hit in single-player experiences, known as The Outer Worlds. Now, being around 10 hours into the game, I felt I was well enough equipped to tell you guys a bit about it and give you my 2 cents on the topic. So without further ado,
strap yourselves in
to the weekly commentary. The Outer Worlds. This game is created by Obsidian Entertainment, a group of solid developers that gave us a variety of gems such as Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the South Park games, and Fallout New Vegas. This is a free-roam, sci-fi RPG set in a semi-open world similar to games like Mass Effect and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Many people have been comparing this title to Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas, but being quite a way through the experience, I can honestly tell you that the game has very few similarities to the Fallout series. Sure, dialogue is somewhat similar, and free roam is a thing, but most RPGs use the same formula for this anyways. So, if that's the only similarity, then, not building much of a case. Instead, I believe Obsidian go for the most part their own way with this game, taking notes from their past projects, but not building off them. It gets its free roam style gameplay from Fallout, sure, but the galaxy traversal, companion making, and having your own ship to call home. These are all pivotal parts of the game, inspired from games like Mass Effect and more notably, Knights of the Old Republic 2. The Outer Worlds, upon playing, feels like a huge mashup of all the highlighted RPGs that have come out over the past, I'm going to say 15 years. A node to one's childhood, and a representation of how a game developer can make a game given, complete control, focusing on fun and immersion rather than, what's going to make more money. Overall, the general feel of the game as you play it is extremely well put together, and I don't believe I have much to say about it that is negative. However, let's dive further into what the game's about. Jumping into its story, it's extremely clear that this game is meant to send many messages in a way to create a parody of modern day society. The entire game is based in a distant galaxy around a colony that is owned by many corporations. Immediately you're forced to understand that the people living in the colony are slaves to the corporation, forced to do shitty work in order to survive, and abiding by wacky laws such as, like buying a rival brand's toothpaste earns you the death penalty. These are things that actually happen in the game, and I guess in a way it is to shed a light on the real world we live in, where the working human, he's a slave to society, they gotta work to survive, and if they don't, they become an outcast. Outer Worlds brings these real-world issues to life in an amusing yet ironic way, and in all honesty, I found myself getting kinda uncomfortable with how close to home it gets. Overall, I believe this concept for a game, whilst isn't entirely original, isn't so frequent in game design where I can say it's bad. On the contrary, I believe Obsidian do a great job at bringing this world to life in the most comedic yet oddly relatable way possible. Now, moving on to other elements of the game such as combat, I would say it doesn't necessarily do anything special, but with a game as vast and large as this, a simple combat system only seasons the game in a good way. You have ranged weapons, melee weapons, and heavy weapons. What else do you really need in a game like this? Aside from the simplicity though, the game does introduce a fun mechanic that allows the player to slow time, like they're Neo from the Matrix.
He's beginning to believe.
They even explain why you can do this, so it makes it even more interesting. Companions in this game, unlike in other RPGs such as Skyrim,
Well, shit!
and at times Fallout, feel like they are truly alive, whilst I feel they are more sheep-like than in a game like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This is just a way to make sure the player can play the way they want without having their waifu hate them. Even with this though, the game does a great job in ensuring the companions have their own opinions, beliefs, they give you their own 2 cents every now and then. Obsidian did the companions extremely well in my opinion. Now whilst I have a lot of good things to say about this game, I only truly have one negative at this stage, and I hope I don't get crucified on YouTube for having this opinion, but through playing the game, the player may get serious vibes of female empowerment and male villainization. This, I suppose, is another message they are sending of real-life society, but whether or not it's meant to be taken as a parody or not is undeterminable in my eyes. Many developers unfortunately play White Knight these days, and a prime example is Battlefield 5 literally changing history to force 2 women into the role that was accomplished by a squadron of men. I don't want to sound anything but honest as I say this, but these gender roles have no place in media. Women empowerment and male hierarchy, whatever it is, it has no place in media, especially not video games. A game should be made just as a fun game, with characters written as nothing more than what they should be. Characters. No hidden agendas whatsoever. I hope I was merely just reading into this too much, but as I continue playing, I can't help but notice this female superiority every now and then. However, that was my only negative towards the game, so I'm going to happily give it an 8.5 out of 10, and suggest you pick it up if you've been edging for a new, awesome single-player free roam RPG. If you love games like the original Mass Effect, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Fallout, and the Elder Scrolls, then you are sure to love the Outer Worlds. But anyways guys, that's another weekly commentary all wrapped up. If you enjoyed and are playing Outer Worlds, then please let me know in the comments. I want to know all the juicy deets of what you guys think, and where you are in the game. But until then lads, leave a like, subscribe if you want more, and I'll see you all next week for another weekly commentary. Laters fam squad.
Stop right there, criminal scum!